So this is part 2 to the last video. I laugh every time I see my hair like this because I did not expect it to turn out like this. And I kind of wish that I could just, use the color remover on my roots again and let that be that, because I did not expect it to move all the way up to my roots. But because when I colored it, I only colored it till about here, but again, bleach expands when it's activated. And again, color remover, the color remover that I used was basically a low content bleach. I forget what I used in the last video, but so I'm actually going to be dyeing my hair off camera. I'll come back when it's all on and whatnot, but before that, the reason why I actually still want to make a part 2 is because I said it was, number 1. And number 2, because I am so excited, I wanted to walk you guys through this process and show you my results. So this is actually what the back of my head looks like right now. My hair is still a little bit wet. I know you're not supposed to dye over wet hair, but it's basically almost completely dry. I also have work tomorrow, so I'm trying to get this done as quickly as possible, what I wanted to show you guys before I move on to the process. So basically what I'm going to end up doing, and I'll do with you while I'm on camera right now, is I don't want to get any conditioner or anything on my, on my, the hair. I'm so tired. So I'm just going to take some conditioner right here, and just because I don't want to get dye all over me, I'm kind of done with that face. If I do, it's okay. I usually just take the hard part of a sponge and I'll go over and I'll use that, so that way the dye doesn't sit for that long. But at least the last time when I dyed my hair black, putting a coating of conditioner all around my face actually helped to prevent the color from seeping into my pores. Because if you guys don't know, permanent color does stain. So be wary of that. Have a protective barrier, whether it be conditioner, whether it be coconut oil, whether it be any other kind of oil. Try and put it on and let it sit for a couple of minutes before trying to dye your hair, so that way conditioner will seep in instead of any dye. Again, I'm trying to avoid my roots, or at the back of my head, my roots and ends, because I don't want them to get conditioner. But the biggest part for me, always, and it should be expected, is behind the ears and over top of the ears, because when you're dyeing your hair and you're taking it section by section, obviously if you're coloring your entire head, you're going to go around your ears. And I, for some reason, always tend to get it right behind my ear canal, and it's annoying. It don't feel good, let's put it that way. So I want my skin to absorb this. Also, it's moisturizing my skin at the same time. So yeah. Make sure to cover the main parts, so that way I don't look like I'm bleeding all over the place, or like I had a bad head bleed or something. But if you guys can't tell, my ends got extremely light. I'm so happy about that. I didn't realize that my hair at the top was going to turn green. That's from way back when I tried to dye my hair. Well, I had black hair, and then I attempted to dye it green with the argan oil one and only green dye. Can't remember what it's called, but I do remember why it's there. And then I tried to dye it brown over top. These things do happen. That's why you gotta be careful. Oh no, I dropped my clip. Go figure. So, while I'm letting that satiate on my lovely skin, I'll keep my hair down, because I'm going to show you again the products that I'm using. By the way, For the conditioner that I used, it's actually a leave-in conditioner from Shea Solutions. It's got shea butter in it. I use this sometimes for the ends of my hair when they get super dry. It was from the dollar store, but works pretty decently. Although, I forgot that I even had it until I moved, believe it or not. So, back to the color. If you guys know, y'all know. Okay. So, this is a color that I mentioned earlier that I always end up going back to, and it's because I'm obsessed. It's one of my favorite hair colors on me, and I love this color so much, but I don't wear it often because it's too bright usually, so just dye my hair. It's the L'Oreal Highcolor Highlights, again, in red and magenta. I get the magenta, and usually I pour more of the magenta in than I do the red because I want a pink base. The reason why I like pink base is because I don't like how the orange fades out into a copper, and it also gives me more time to be like, okay, yeah, I don't have to re-dye my hair, because I'm probably going to keep this for a little while. As well as, I picked this up because I found it to be interesting. It doesn't say that I'm supposed to use this with these, so let's hope that it works, but it's a color booster. It's from Let's Color. It is in the color red, and it is a high pigment color booster. It's supposed to enhance your brightness. Now, L'Oreal has introduced these into box dyes before, but again, I don't like box dye. I prefer tube dye, because for some reason, to me, it makes more sense. So, what I'm going to start off by doing, and the one thing that I forgot to grab from my bag earlier, by the way, I got all of this stuff from Sally's Beauty. I gotta take that off. And then I got this little whisk when I was at Dollar Tree earlier. Why you want this is because red pigment usually tends to be bigger than, say, blue or green, because it's more condensed rather than broken apart. So I'm also going to be using this developer. I did have 30 volume developer, but again, I'm gonna have to get used to that. Still scares the crap out of me every time. But because I'm still in the process of cleaning everything, because again, as you guys know, there's a reason why I don't post videos that often. I've been working a lot. Traditional. But after I'm finished with that, I'm going to use this, which I used with my black, and it really did help keep the color locked in for like an extra, I want to say, a month for me personally. And along with this, I also have a deep conditioner, which I'm going to follow up with more than likely. So this is the deep conditioner. It's Color Solutions Deep Daily Conditioning for Color Treated Hair. It's from the Color Defense line, Intense Moisture Conditioner with Creme Extend. So it's, again, supposed to be like a knockoff to Olaplex. There it is. And then this is a After Color sealer, blah, 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 also with Creme Extend. So basically this is almost like your shampoo, if you want to put it that way. And then of course your deep conditioner for after you fuck up your hair. Excuse my language, but yeah. So it's supposed to hydrate and seal cuticle while adding shine. So I'm going to use this first. This is the color sealer. It's what they want you to use afterwards. You can get the pre-color shampoo as well, but I wouldn't suggest that you shampoo your hair right before you color it, because you kind of want to have like a protective barrier. I'm saying this now as my hair looks like a watermelon because I just removed color, but again, I'm only going to leave my color on for probably about half an hour. It's not bleach, so please, if you're going to bleach your hair or remove color, do not shampoo it beforehand. I am not a professional. You don't have to listen to me, but ask a professional. That's what they will always say. And yes, I'm wearing my traditional Chipotle hair dyeing shirt again. So, let's move on to mixing the colors so that way I can show you what that looks like. First, we're going to start with the base, which is red. Again, when I used the red before, I'm pretty sure that it came out to be like an orange. When it started to fade, it was more orange than it was like red. So I try to go for a pink base, which again is why I have the magenta. And yes, my hair is still intact. It actually feels wonderful because I left my deep conditioner on for about 15 minutes. And although I said I was going to only leave the color remover on for about 15 minutes, I ended up leaving it on for about 45 minutes after I stopped the video. So in total, like almost an hour. And the reason why I did that is because I saw that it was just still lifting every time I would check it every 5 minutes after the fact. So I figured, let me just go with it. Let me see what's going to happen. And worst comes to worst, you know, my hair gets a little bit damaged in the process. I want to have red hair, but I want my color to lighten. So that's why it looks like this. And then before I do any other color, whether it be a darker color or not, of course I'm going to remove the color again, because I actually like the L'Oreal, I believe it's the L'Oreal Effexor or something like that. Check out part 1 of this video and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, so I have about that much of the actual L'Oreal Highcolor red in there. And then wait till you see how much magenta I have it. Generally you want about, let me read the instructions because it's been a while. I just mix it at my own ratio. I believe it's a 1-to-1 ratio. Measure 2.4 fluid ounces of developer, 30 to 40 depending on the degree of lift desired, into a non-metallic bowl. So yeah. I don't know, actually there you go, 1.2 fluid ounces, and there is in total in this pack 1.2 fluid ounces, so it's 2 to 1, 1 to 2, however you look at it. So again, I've just been doing this for so long that, you know, but let me show you. If you scroll back, if you rewind, then you'll see how much red I had. I'll show you how much I have now after the magenta. I'm going to say this is about half an ounce so far that I've squeezed out, and then almost 3/4. So about 3/4, about 0.4 fluid ounces, I want to say, of the magenta so far. It's just these tubes are so hard to squeeze out, and I always like to squeeze from the bottom so that way I can wrap it up. Alright. And I only used, I want to say, about 0.6, so 6/10 of the tube that's of the red. Because I'm going to save that for next time. Again, I keep forgetting my hair's not as long as the last time I did that, but I basically added, I want to say, about guesstimations. I know, again, I'm not a professional, so again, I'm going to say I added about 3/4 of the tube. So from everything up there to down about there, squishy color, not really, and then that much of the red. So almost equal parts technically, but not really because I used just a little bit more of the magenta. Because again, I prefer a pink base. So you want to use this after. If I check the instruction, it doesn't actually say to add it before or after you add the developer, but again, I'm actually going to take about an ounce, I want to say, or 2 ounces, no, an ounce and a half, blah blah blah, of the Salon Care 20 because my hair is already pretty much lightened. And then I'm going to cut it with about 2 ounces or 3 ounces actually of the L'Oreal Aureor. And yes, my hair is going to come out differently because I use 2 different developers. I know this. Believe me, I know. I already dipped my brush in. That was my first mistake. Again, when it comes to color, you can see the colors through the developer. It's so thick. Take your whisk and whisk it together. Yes, it'll be a little bit more cleanup, but it will make the smashing of the red pigments last. Because I think I spent before at least 10 minutes just trying to use a brush to actually break up the pigment. And look at that, I'll show you guys in a second. This is almost basically smashed together, mixed together. Don't mind me, I'm already a mess and a half. I'm going to try to avoid getting this on my white walls, which is why I will show you the results of what everything looks like at the end of this video. Because I know I get a little bit anxious when I'm on camera, as majority of people do. But again, cutting a 20 with 30 volume developer will actually bring it down to about 25 or 26 volume. So about 2.5 shades of lift will actually lift some of this color, especially this green, hopefully, thank God, out of my hair, so that way it's just red. And again, I was talking about banding in my last video. If you guys haven't watched that part yet, you definitely should, because I talk a little bit more about hair just from what I've been doing. And look at that, my face has already basically absorbed the conditioner. But let's see, this is only taking me about 2 minutes as compared to 10, which is what it would be like if you just had a regular tint brush. So you see, this is the color that I'm going for right here. If you guys have watched my former videos, then you guys know this is the hair color that I had when I graduated my law and public safety course, which I keep forgetting that I'm not wearing that shirt anymore. So, again, now that this is all done, if you want, you can always add a barrier of protection like oil or something beforehand. I would suggest leaving it on for about 10 minutes, so that way it has time to soak, at least 10 minutes, so that way it has time to soak into your hair before you go on and you color it. But again, I want this to sink into my hair as fast as possible, so I'm going to take my time with the color now because it's not bleach, and I will come back to you guys before I throw the bag on my head, or after I throw the bag on my head, and I'll lift the bag up and show you guys. You guys will see in a second. Alright, be right back. So I'm finished now. As you guys can tell, I'm finished applying the dye to my head. Doesn't that look like such a beautiful color? So, I'm going to leave this on my hair for probably about 20 to 30 minutes while I'm cleaning out here, and then I will come back and show you guys the results of what it looks like when it's wet, because I don't dry my hair with a blow dryer. Stay tuned. Alright, so hey guys, and welcome back. Let me actually kind of set you down so that way we can do this. These are the results of my hair. Sorry that it's taken me more than a couple of days to upload for those of you who saw my snap in regards to me putting the results up. I've had a lot to do over the past couple of days. I've worked yesterday and today I had to go shopping because it's my one day off this week as far as I'm concerned. So stay tuned too, because after this video I'm actually going to make another video in regards to some new things that I got and give you guys a little bit of an apartment tour as well. So just to show you, as you can see, because my roots were lightened to like a pale, well, not even a pale yellow, but like Goldilocks golden yellow, that's how I describe it. My roots obviously took better to the color. Now that's the color I was intending to go, but I ain't gonna lie, I'm not mad at the results of my hair. I still have some dark spots in here, but that's okay, because when I go to touch up my hair, all my hair will lighten and it will become something more like this right here, which more closely resembles my roots. It looks darker when I pull it up, but you can see that my ends that were previously bleached up until where my roots were actually took the color a lot better. I'm not sure if it's just me actually try and bring my camera out into the light. So you guys, there you go. See how that more closely resembles my roots? If I pull it back like this. So yeah, if I could get away with saying that I have like magenta-ish hair if my hair was pulled back. But again, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not mad at this color. I like to have dimension in my hair. Eventually it might annoy me a little bit, but like I said, I'll be touching my hair up in a few weeks anyway. I also wanted to mention that I still have some of my It Works beauty supplements left over. Just reaching into my cabinet to pull that out. So I'm going to continue to take what I have left of this, which I believe I still have 28 days left. I got kind of thrown off my routine when I started working like crazy in my apartment, but that's a different story for a different time, which I'll explain in my apartment tour video, because I know you guys are probably curious. I'm not actually going to tell you where I live though, because for security reasons. But this is what my hair looks like, and from the back, even without a mirror, I think I did a pretty decent job. Probably not the best in the world, but hey, at the same time, I like it. I hope you guys like it too, as much as I do, because I adore this color. That's why I always go back to like magenta-ish, pinkish red. And it actually, it lightened a lot better than I thought it would for using like somewhere in between 25 to 30 volume developer for the color that I got. So stay tuned for the next video. Like, subscribe, and comment if you wish to do so, as I always say, and keep on rocking with whatever hair you have, because honestly, you're beautiful, just like me. I'm finally starting to accept that fact now that my hair's changed and I feel more myself, because I'm a little bit unnatural, but I'm still along the borderlines of natural, if you will, because red's kind of a natural color. Alright, so stay tuned. I'll see you later. Keep on rocking. Bye, guys.